This has to do with saving the life of a child. It's a life and death issue. What can we do to elevate the quality of the response that we have for children to make the system better? And when it fails, what can we do as a community to make sure that those children don't fall through the cracks? And I think it was May 11th of 1987, we formed Justice for Children.
I see Justice for Children as advocating not only for the individual child, but for all children, and therefore every case that Justice for Children agrees to take on is really for all children.
The system does not automatically believe what a child says, and it's almost hard to imagine, because we know that adults that are charged with crimes and who do bad things often lie on the witness stand, and yet they're given the benefit of the doubt that what they're saying is the truth. And yet when a child outcries that they've been raped or they've been physically abused, the system does not automatically believe them, even though they're almost inherently believable.
The disbelief of children, the inability of the courts to protect children, or the unwillingness of the courts to protect children sometimes wins out, and those cases have been devastating. I have often sat in my office reading the background of a new case, crying. I walked into my paralegal's office one day after we had taken in a new Justice for Children case, and she was sitting at her desk crying. It is so tragic, the abuse that children in our society suffer, and most people are unaware of it.
We intervene on a child and literally save them from a life worse than death, where they're left in a home where they're being repeatedly physically or sexually abused or grossly neglected. And without our intervention, that child would stay there. So we literally save them sometimes from being beaten to death, but certainly from being ongoing physically or sexually abused.
Children who are abused become abusers. Children who are disregarded disregard others, including their own children. So many of the cases that I've been involved in that have involved physical child abuse, not sexual abuse and not necessarily PAS, but so many of the cases that involve physical child abuse, the abuse is perpetrated by people who were abused in that same way in their own families.
This is our 20th anniversary. We started off from this little bitty organization, and we're still, relatively speaking, small, but we have grown so much. Instead of working out of our homes, we've got this fantastic national office that we'd love for people to come visit and see this life-saving work that we do. We have fantastic caseworkers, lawyers, volunteers from all walks of life, students that come in every day to try to save a child.
It takes a huge amount of courage for a child to disclose abuse, especially sexual abuse. First of all, those children are usually threatened. Secondly, in the parental alienation cases, those children are being abused by someone very close to them, someone they love and trust. And just acknowledging, for a child to acknowledge what their beloved parent is doing to them, takes an incredible amount of courage. And then to be disregarded, disbelieved, and basically just pushed to the sidelines while the court focuses on the protective parent and the quote-unquote made-up stories of abuse. I just cannot imagine what goes through a child's mind at that point.
Real love does not involve emotional, physical, or sexual abuse of your child. And we want to have that child learn what real love is.